Recently, Run Games announced the Teslagrad 2 Kickstarter, allowing you to give this fantastic team more of your money, gratitude and money in exchange of some really cool merch. And the biggest stretch goal is a Teslagrad 2 DLC called Depth of the Nøkken. The so-called Nøkken is never really acknowledged in the game, but when you know where to look for, there are a lot of little secrets to uncover about it. So let's dive into one of Teslagrad 2's biggest secrets, the Nøkken. Nøkken? 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 I think it's pronounced Nøkken, but as you can hear, I'm not really the best when it comes to pronunciation, so anyway. First of all, let's state the obvious. The Nøkken is already in the game. You can find him in the lower part of the mountain, right above the Holder boss fight. Just wait a little bit on this bridge and voila, you can see him, lurking in the background. But what is it exactly? Teslagrad 2 is heavily inspired by Scandinavian folklore, and the Nøkken is no exception. The Nøkkens are mythical creatures that live in ponds. Depending on the legends, they are either harmless or like to play a beautiful music to bait their victims into water and drown them. According to the Kickstarter, the Nøkken was originally planned to be more than a background element, but had to be cut. And we can indeed find references of him in the game's files. First, we have this Nøkken placeholder, that seems to be the older version of what we have now in-game. We also have a bunch of floors and background textures that all start with Nøkken Lair, and I don't remember seeing them anywhere in the game. But since most of my playtime is just about going fast without any respect for the care given to this game, I might be wrong. Last but not least, the game files also contain a very interesting sound. This sound is called Nøkken Takes Huldra event. Huldra is the nickname of the first boss of the game, Hulder. So what we just heard is the sound of the Nøkken capturing Hulder. In the game she's captured by the Vikings, so are these two events related? Or maybe Hulder and the Nøkken are actually friends and the Nøkken brings her to safety? At the end of the sound we can hear a waterfall appearing, a bit like at the end of the Hulder boss fight. So maybe the Nøkken was supposed to appear to protect Hulder from the player? This is only speculation, of course, but the two being dark and gooey creatures might indicate that they are in the same team. One way or another, the Nøkken was supposed to bring Hulder to his Nøkken Lair, but where was this supposed to be? Well, in the game, this specific room is called Nøkken Intro, so it's a good start. But the truth lies elsewhere. If you look at the map, you can notice something really weird with its shape. It is perfectly squared, except at the bottom, where there is this weird little bulge for the goo altar. Why didn't the dev just extend the bottom of the map to have a straight line? After all, there is nothing at the top of the map, but the top border is perfectly fine, so why didn't they do the same here? Well, it is because this is where the Nøkken Lair was supposed to be, and I can prove it. By using some totally unintended mechanics of the game, it is possible to clip through this wall and go out of bounds. If you continue your way to the right, the game will try to load something, showing a little lumina indicator in the bottom left corner of the screen. But this loading will never end. If you try to quit to the main menu, the animations will stutter and trying to load a save file will result in a crash. When a game crashes, it creates a text file to explain to the devs what went wrong so they can fix it. And the error that is reported here is this. This means that the game tries to load a level called Nøkken Cave 7 Encounter, but this level could not be found. By using other glitches mechanics, it's possible to try to load rooms even further and have the same crash by trying to load Nøkken Cave 6 or Nøkken Cave 5. In fact, according to the game files, there are traces of 10 Nøkken caves, 1 Nøkken boss fight, and one Nøkken Cave bonus 1. That is more than enough levels to fill that bottom of the map. Finally, I have one last theory to share with you about the Nøkken, but this one is pure speculation, so I'll let you be judge. In a lot of games, when you find a new item, you use it to fight the next boss. Zelda Ocarina of Time is a good example of that. You go in a dungeon, find a new item, beat the boss with that new item, rinse and repeat. This is a principle of game design that is also used by Rain games. For example, in Teslagrad 1, you find the gloves that allows you to beat Furnace, which gives you the blink boots that allows you to kill Faradeus, which unlocks the cloak used to reflect Oleg's bullet, and finally you find the Teslastuff that you use to kill Orb. And the last boss, the King, uses a combination of all the items. In Teslagrad 2, we have the same idea. Killing the Moose unlocks Power Slide that you use against Fafnir to get Mjolnir. Mjolnir is required to beat Halfdan, which gives you the axe, and the fight against Galvan uses every item. But note that I didn't mention Hulder, the first boss. Hulder unlocks the Water Blink that is absolutely not used against the Moose, but it could be a crucial tool against a theoretical water-based boss fight, like a Nøkken. So my guess is that the Nøkken was supposed to be the second boss, and would have given us an item to use against the Moose. Maybe it was a whole new mechanic, or maybe that item became one of the secret upgrades. I kinda see how Omniblink or Double Jump could be useful to avoid the Moose attacks, but we will never know. Unless we buy for 800,000 heroes in shirts during the Kickstarter. But that's a lot of shirts, and what kind of nerd would buy a Teslagrad shirt if it's not to wear it? No, this one does not count, it was a gift, okay?